Hey YouTube, and today's the day. We're starting the new season, and the big news is who we're going up against today. I just want you guys to see a little bit. First of all, yeah, Derek Reynolds is starting today. I want to show you guys something real quick about this Idaho team. Yeah, Barrett Dixon, the guy we lost with 96 speed, is here. That's the school he decided he would go to. Now, of course, we gotta do some stuff real quickly. You guys know what the preseason poll looks like. I will be showing you real quick what my recruiting board looks like, who I'm giving points to, and then that'll be the last time you guys see recruiting, unless there's one person I'm gonna be talking to on New Year's Eve, and if he says he wants to see every once in a while some recruiting, then you guys will see recruiting. If he says no, I won't show any recruiting unless you guys ask for it. And if you guys do ask for it, it'll be once every 4 videos. Or every bye week. Every bye week, or if there's a long streak where we don't have a bye week, it'll be every 4 weeks. End game, of course. Right here is just the top 25. We'll look at this real quick. I do not have my Turtle Beaches on, so I should be quieter. South Carolina is 5th, right behind us. Didn't really drop the beat from last year. We kind of did. We lost Gadeen Carey and quite a few star offensive players. I don't know how we're going to rebound from that. We'll see. Oregon Ducks, Texas, Alabama, Notre Dame, Georgia Tech, Florida State, Oklahoma, Louisville, Michigan State, Florida, Stanford, Iowa, Michigan. Michigan, I don't see them doing a lot. I'm sorry, but every single year they have a 90-plus team, and they always end up at just 20 in the 20s or outside the 25. TCU's in here this year. They ended last year in here, I think. Nebraska's up here. LSU's in here, finally. Something else I wanted to say, I don't think I've said it before, but Les Miles is actually the offensive coordinator at Texas A&M. Offensive or defensive, I forget which one, but I think I've shown it in a video before. And then Georgia's 25th. So that rounds out the top 25. Looking pretty good, actually, I feel. We'll look at the championship contenders real quick. This is just see how we're not expected to do a whole bunch, but those always say you're expected to do bad, and then you end up doing really good. Yeah, we'll just look through here real quick, and we'll stop whenever we have somebody. Devin Gordon, and then that's it. Devin Gordon is the only All-NCAA first-team player we have. Second team, oh, come on. Dwight Melvin gets up here, and who else? That's it. Wow. Let's look at Pac-12. Pac-12, we have to have some love here, don't we? Melvin and Gordon, and Albert Smith does get up here, our backup, and Chris Palmer and David Richardson, who's not our kick returner, but yet he's listed there. Albert Smith is actually the second cornerback. And then Derek Reynolds and Pierre Cormier are the quarterback, running back, and I think they'll do great this year. And then Babish is up here, and that's it. So basically, pretty average year predicted for us. Heisman watch, Derek Reynolds is first, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Derek Reynolds is first. He's expected to win it easily. Manziel's all the way down here. Manziel stayed for his senior year. But also somebody else we got to watch out for is Brett Hundley. He scares me a little bit because he's done really good in the past against us. And then he's had some good games and he's had some bad games. But let's look real quick at our recruiting board. Number 1, Mike Lawrence. He's from Hawaii. I wanted to look at him because, well, we all know who's from Hawaii? Mariota. But I see that speed, and that speed's the number one reason I'm not going to put any points on probably until the end of the season. Then maybe Justin Rhodes. Okay, few highlights on this kid. You guys should be able to see his stats somewhat clear. If not, I'll read them off to you. Number 1, speed, 90. Agility, 85. Acceleration, 88. Break tackles at 79, but 87 trucking. 89 spin move, 87 juke. 75 carrying, which is kind of nerve-wracking. But other than that, he has really good stats. An 85 spectacular catch, but not really much for catching other than spectacular. Fullbacks, because we need one, we're going to go for one from Ohio. Bowling Green, Ohio. And he's also going way down. Looks pretty decent. We're not putting a lot of points on, though, because we have Zachary Green, if anything, for next year. Not going for a wide receiver this year because we've gotten 2 in the years past and we haven't even needed one. Lee Allen, the top recruit in this class. And if you don't believe me, he's the number 1 tight end. And I'll show you real quick, just because I know some people are going to say, no way is he the top recruit in the nation. Yeah, he is. And a 69 overall is the top recruit in the nation this year. I mean, I might go for him because we do need a tight end. But I'll more than likely go for this guy from Ontario, California. I'm pretty sure. Canada's not a pipeline. I'm 99% sure Canada is not a pipeline. C.J. Lewis, I want him just because I need some line. I really want to get this line some work. And we haven't gotten a really standout commit in the line in a while. Well, last year we had that center. But I'm talking all across the line. We haven't done a lot of work on the line. And I want to change that this year. Defensive ends, we're going for 2 decent ones. Neither of these guys are too special. I just want to get defensive ends this year. Tackles, I probably will end up going for one later. Roger Kent, I saw this guy from Pennsylvania. I mean, 92 acceleration, 83 speed, not the world's best. Pretty good tackling and 83 hit power. And decent coverage ratings, decent agility, decent jumping, good strength, and good stamina. So I decided, you know what, might as well go for him. Middle linebacker's not going to get anything. Will Mills. This kid, he's a gem. I'm hoping because he's a gem, a lot of people don't go for him because they haven't scouted him. That's what I'm hoping for. Great man coverage, great zone coverage too. 92 speed. Biggest thing that worries me is the acceleration. But other than that, he's a great player. We're 3rd on his list already. I've already offered him a scholarship. Next guy, Derek Dixon. I'm going to be dropping one cornerback based on which one I'm least likely to get after week 1, the way it's looking. But right here, he looks okay, pretty average across the board. Doesn't have anything that stands out to me. His coverage could use some work, but it will do for a freshman year, and then he'll slowly improve. Terrence Davis. I like this guy, 93 speed, 90 acceleration, 87 man coverage, 84 zone. Pretty decent. We're dead last on his list. Free safeties, we're not going for anybody, but we do need a punter, so I'm putting very little points into a punter. Probably will end up having to go for Kyle Stone. But I want to see if maybe I can get Jonathan Perry with very little points. Chris Mobley and Seth Bailey, these are 2 athletes that neither of which are being recruited. This kid, he might be, because it wouldn't be a bad idea to get a quarterback this year. It probably should actually happen, because next year, if I don't, I'll end up needing one quarterback, and I'll just put Kyle Brooks as the backup. As you see, we're expected to kill Idaho today. And man, main reason I want to do this so bad is to show Barrett Dixon what he missed out on. The team that he could have said, hey, I like you. You look like you're a great school. This is where I want to play my career. Instead, he said, nah, I'll go to Idaho. I don't have a problem with Idaho. It's just, that was my star recruit. I changed stuff in the playbook. About 6 games in advance, hoping that, because I was so sure that he would commit. Yeah, I was wrong. And I'll see you guys in the game. I think we might end up having 2 rivalries, depending on how well this game goes. If we flat out kill him, we're never going to play him again. It was more of a, maybe a Barrett Dixon senior year, maybe we will. I think that'd kind of be cool. His senior year, kind of like, let's see what he could do, and let's show him the team that he would have been playing with. But Elvria is our returner just because I used him in practice, and he was fast and a great wide receiver. Just barely missed on the depth chart being the slot. Instead, he's 4th. And that sucks, I'll be honest. Being 4th receiver, it's one thing to be a slot receiver. That's awesome. But now, the way it's looking, the best spot he'll ever have on this team is a slot receiver. And that will be a senior year. Yeah, that was bad blocking, bad everything, and that's how we start off our season. And I didn't want to go this quick. I don't want to go with this, but yeah, we'll try this play then. Maybe, who knows, maybe we'll do something right on this play. Oh, I see Bailey. I see James Bailey improved. He is improved so much. Thank the Lord he improved. Because I don't think I could have handled him dropping passes. He would have been moved down to slot and then probably down to fourth. And then Elvira would have ended up being a starter then. But Cormier, I wonder what he can do this year. That's going to be interesting. And right here, one play later, Trey Griffin gets a 27-yard reception. Second completed pass of the year. Something else I've noticed, I've actually just sitting here looking at the stats. Derek Reynolds, 2 for 2 for 42 yards. Pretty good. Averages 21 yards a catch or something around there. I think I was right. But Derek Reynolds, first actual run. He now has a total of 3 yards rushing today because of that 11-yard sack. But he gets a touchdown. First drive of the year is a touchdown for Arizona against here in Arizona against Idaho. Texas loses to Notre Dame. And Texas was a team we thought we might be seeing in the national championship last year. They just barely missed out. This year, the question is, how good do I think we can be? And depending on how long this video is, at the very end, I might give you my prediction. Barrett Dixon's first rush goes for -4 yards. -4 yards. See, I told you, I knew you should have came here. You would have gotten a much better all-around first year. You would have a great line. And his second run, oh wow, his second run, he completely destroys us and embarrasses us. So this kid looks more and more like somebody I should have gotten every single time. First play, not so much. Second play, looks like a star recruit that we missed, that we didn't get because, well, earlier in the season, I'll admit, early in the season, we didn't go for this kid. We stopped going for him because he started to say, I don't want to come here. And then I saw him, and then later after we had those wide receivers commit, I decided running back won't be a bad position to get somebody in next year. And I put points on him, and next thing I knew, I was flying up on his boards. And now he's being stopped short, and he's getting blown up by Capers. Welcome to college football, son. And a terrible defensive drive here, as we have let their quarterback do so much damage. I am so focused on Dixon because Dixon's one of their top players. At least, I know their quarterback's nothing, and I looked at the wide receivers. The wide receivers aren't the world's greatest. But Dixon, I know he's one of their better offensive players, and we get back to him for the first time today. We get a sack. That's nice to see. Sir Thomas Jackson gets the sack, and about time somebody gets a sack today. I will say something, though. Capers, I don't know if he's a strong safety or the free safety. I forget which one is on which side. But Capers, if he's that strong safety, Onswasser's on. Hold on, let me check something real quick. I'll be right back. Yeah, Capers is the strong safety. And I was thinking about not starting him because he doesn't have good coverage ratings. But man, after today, he's made 3 big hits on Dixon. And I mean, these were huge hits. Like, I don't know how Dixon didn't get hurt on him. And he's been one of the few guys who's actually caught Dixon. He hasn't caught Dixon in an open field, but he has the pursuit angles and stuff that he catches Dixon before Dixon gets big yardage, which is something that we do need. We need somebody to stop running backs from getting huge yardage on us this year, because passing game it's more as bringing blitzes almost every single play. Right here, let's see what we can do here. I get the feeling that we can break this one for a big run because Cormier's fast, Reynolds is fast, and so is Richards. So whichever one you target, the other guys are going to be fast. And Richards, oh my gosh! That's some running back moves right there being shown off from our wide receiver. They just swarmed all over Reynolds, and then we just hit Dixon and Richards. Richards must be tired, must not have the world's best stamina, which might be a problem. And oh my gosh, I wish our blocking would be a little bit better right now. I knew our line wasn't going to be the world's greatest this year, and that's what happens when you don't recruit offensive linemen. This is why I said I needed to start recruiting offensive linemen this year. As I looked at the line and I looked at the future of the line, and I realized this was kind of one of the best years that we're going to have a defensive line for a little bit. Offensive line, unless I start putting work in recruiting. That's why I'm going for top prospects, is I want to have a good line next year. And our best guy on the line is our center, and he's getting ready to go. And he's a senior right now, so he'll be gone next year. And and here goes Richards. Richards lowers his shoulder, and he gets his second touchdown. Second touchdown of the game. Derek Reynolds. Like I said, you better watch out, because he's going to be explosive this year. He almost won the Heisman last year, and he's only gotten better, fast. He's only gotten a better arm, more accurate, and faster. You're not going to be able to catch him. Right here, fourth down, as our defense has not been doing great this game. Well, this whole game we haven't been doing a lot of stuff. And they're going to try and burn clock. Why would they try and burn clock here? I don't get it. Why are you trying to burn clock? We've proven that we can drive the ball in less than a minute. We proved it last year. We proved it already against them. I don't get why. I want to make sure, though, that but Dixon and their quarterback, oh my gosh, somebody get him! That's the second time they've ran that stupid play on us. I hate the way that they do that. That read option it works good for them because they don't run it every single play. They run it every once or twice a drive, and it pisses me off. Run left, nailed it, and he cuts it back right, but he runs into Albert Smith. So yeah, how you like that, Barrett Dixon? He's doing a good job. Don't get me wrong, great player. But man, it pisses me off every time I see him break a decent yardage against us. It pisses me off because he could have been our running back. And Gordon gets the Albert Smith blown coverage again. That we've blown so many coverages today. So many times I put these guys in man because we have guys that are that have good ratings for man, but they cannot run man coverage. They're terrible at man coverage, yet they have good man coverage ratings. I don't get it. But oh my! So they get a touchdown. I'm officially annoyed with my defense right now. This is the worst defensive performance that we have had all in this whole thing. This is like Toledo all over again. I don't know why, we always seem to have bad defensive performances in the first 3 games of the year. Then we'll pick it up in the last few, but until those last few, we won't do anything. I'm hoping to eventually have a team that can play good defensively from week 1 to the national championship. I love that. But I don't think we're ever going to get that here. I don't know why, it doesn't feel like we're ever going to get something like that. But we always seem to separate in the second half, so who knows. I feel like they're not going to cover Cormier if he runs a real route, and he runs it right. Or they won't cover James Bailey. That might... Oh, and James Bailey is off. He was off to the races. A little bit better speed right there, and he's all... And that's a touchdown. That's 6 on the scoreboard. Answer them right back. Which is what we're trying to do here. We're trying to answer them right back. Show them a little bit of something about what we learned in the national championship game. We learned in the national championship game how to answer and how to answer fast. Oh, and Griffey didn't get a lot of playing time in that championship game, but he knows what to do. He hasn't gotten a lot of playing time at all in his career, really. But this year, he's going to be huge in this offense. My third and fourth receivers always are the best, or always are targets of mine. I don't know why. It's just because they don't get out there very often. Oh, and yeah, we'll pass this one off to Johnson, who just trucks a guy, lays him out, and now we are down to the 2-yard line. And I'm sorry, but this would not be a time to be an Idaho fan. You just watched us drive against your team at will. They might get the ball back after halftime, and they might have had hope for a little bit, but we are ruining any chances they had of having a great defensive team. And well, the surest point in football was missed right there by our all Pac-12 kicker. Yeah, so great he misses an extra point. So that pisses me off. So now we're only up by 10 instead of 11. And Dixon carries our middle line, our defensive tackle, about 2 yards, and that's going to be the end of the first half, 20-10. We should be doing so much better right now. Possible first stop of the season defensively, and we get it. Face mask. Roughing the... This pisses me off so much. Right here, can we have our first non-scoring drive? Because every drive they've scored so far. Right here, they could actually make it 3 out of 3 drives with a score and make it a 1-score game, and they do. They've had 2 times they've had to kick the field goal, but they are yet to be stopped to no points in a single drive, which annoys me a lot because we should be able to stop them from scoring. I'm sorry, but we should. If you look at their offense, it's a 70-some rated. Our defense is in the 90s. We should be able to get more than 1 stop against them. And actually, right now, we should be just running the clock out, waiting for the game to hit zeros. Instead, right now, we're looking at it like we have every season opener, which is last few minutes. Oh no, can we win this? Can we pull this off? That's what we had to do against Minnesota. I don't know who we started off last year against, but we had to do the same thing there, I think. Last year I was really annoyed with my past. It's Penn State. Yeah, Penn State. We came out of that game with a definite win, and we turned it up right about now is when we started really playing good. But they destroyed us. And then Miami, we picked it up a little bit. But as you look at our season, I don't think we have a game like Miami where we can say, yes, we are going to be safe this year. And that gets me nervous. I like having a game like that normally, but this year I decided I didn't need one. I decided I'd kind of try and figure out my team before. And I decided, you know what, we'll have enough of those in conference. Instead, looking at it, I wish I would. That way I know what to expect once we get to conference play. What we would need to do against teams like that. Instead, during the season, with conference championship on the line, we're going to have to figure out what we want to do. This year, I'm actually going to make my prediction right now. I say we lose at least 1 game. More likely 2. But I do say we do win our conference. We do win the Pac-12 South at least. Possibly conference. Based on how we're doing right now, I don't think we win the conference championship. I think we lose the conference championship and a close one. But final score, I say we lose it by 3 to Oregon. Tarley, he's one of our first wide receiver commits. He was actually, I think, our first commit that we had this whole series. Isn't much, going to be pretty much a slot receiver his whole career. But still, he'll still get to play. And he's already been on a team that won a national championship. He has a red shirt, but has a decent amount of potential. He's a 74 rated redshirt freshman, which isn't half bad. That's actually decent. That's the average rating of a freshman wide receivers, I think. I think it's the average rating. And Richards, we hit Richards on the run, and we get a touchdown just like that. That was one of the better run plays we've had all day. We just drop back on the run, hit him. perfect right in the hands, right in the breadbasket, and then it leads to 7 points this time instead of 6. Well, on the bright side, our defense is now officially one of the worst ones I've ever seen. Yeah. Dixon has a lot to say about why he didn't come here. Yeah, not what I was expecting. I was expecting him to do good, but not this good. And now it's official. This is a game that they can still win. They can still easily win this game. They can still and if they win this game, I say we lose 7 games this year, because there's no way we're gonna win Jack in the Pac-12 if we can't beat Idaho. I'm sorry, no offense to Idaho, but look at the ratings and then look at the ratings of the teams in the Pac-12. And if you look at it, they're doing great on yardage too. Oh my gosh, can we stop? My question is, can we ever get a stop? Will we ever get a stop this season? Will this season be full of shootouts? Which, if it is, doesn't scare me, because last year we proved offensively we can handle shootouts. Well, we never were put in a shootout, but we proved that if there was ever a shootout, we could do it. Biggest thing is we're missing Kadeem Carey. That's the only argument to that is, well, you don't have your star running back. And yeah, we don't, but also I feel like right now our passing game is making up for the missing of Kadeem Carey. And Cormier, if we absolutely have to, Cormier is an amazing running back. Not saying that I don't want to use Cormier, it's just right now the way Derek Richardson, if I could think right now, Derek Reynolds, the way he's playing today, I don't see a need for an amazing running game. And oh my gosh, if we could hold our blocks for a little bit longer, maybe we would have 5 or 6 big plays by now. But we're not winning by a lot. We're fighting for the lead right now. We are. And I hate it having to fight for a lead against a team like Idaho. No offense, but I think they're a Mountain West team, and Mountain West isn't anything compared to Pac-12. As Cormier only has 50-some yards on the ground. Not a great day for him on the ground, but still, it's still pretty good, you think about it, him being a sophomore, first game starting. And Derek Reynolds just sheds that tackle and gets an 18-yard rush into the end zone. Now, the question is, I'm not going to go for 2, because at that point, 2, if we kick the field goal, we go up by 14. And that gives us some breathing room defensively, but our defense cannot play like they have. Because we'll never win it. We will end the season with 3 wins if our defense plays the way they did today. Because we're not going to be able to score every time we touch the ball against Oregon, USC, UCLA. I forget who else is on our schedule. I'm going to have to look at it. But there will, right there, that's right. Well, we don't play Oregon this year. So I don't think we play Oregon. So right there's 2 losses already. 2 losses if our defense doesn't pick it up. That's a scary fact, if you ask me. To me, that's a scary fact. And Jackson, oh my gosh, Sir Thomas Jackson almost has the pick right there. Oh man, I'm so terribly disappointed right now. Just because we are not playing as good as we should. Is that Romero? Yeah, that is Romero. Okay, I want to make sure Romero was in on this right there. But he is actually, of his 6 incompletions, 2 of them have been throwaways, which says a lot about our line, because our line, I always use left ends. Our left end is our weakest spot on this line. That's the weakest spot on the defensive line this year. Oh, and Capers. Capers probably should have gotten into that area a little bit more. But, oh well. He, like I said, doesn't have the best coverage ratings. That's my big deal with him, is his coverage ratings. And Andy Washington has the coverage ratings that look a lot like his. So I'm going to definitely start looking for some strong safeties and some free safeties that have better coverage ratings. because I don't like getting beat through the air like crazy. And that's what's happening to us a lot, is we're getting beat through the air. But now with this 14-point lead, it's time to run the ball and run the clock. Right now, as I think about it, bad starts, there are some great teams that have had bad starts. Alabama, they lost early in the season, didn't they? I don't think they had a great start. I know they lost early in the season. Ohio State had a terrible start, and look at them now. They're in a game against Alabama. In this team, we have too much experience to lose to a Virginia Tech type team. Unless injuries start to come in, I don't see us losing to a Virginia Tech team. We have too many players who played in that national championship last year. And that truly is the reason I feel Ohio State lost to Virginia Tech, was they didn't have the experience. But yeah, I am recording this the 30th. Yeah, I'm recording this the 30th. So I should have this uploaded tonight, or at latest the 31st. If I can't upload it tonight, it probably won't be uploaded until midday of... It'll be uploaded in 2015 then. Sometime 2015. Yeah. And this probably will be one of the last videos of this year. We probably won't be uploading another video this year. Well, of course I'm talking 2014. I gotta throw some of those in there, you know. But I might upload one more. I might try and upload one more after this. Oh! No! He did not! Gosh dang it, guys, stop whiffing! Hit somebody! Hit him! He had an amazing catch, I'll give him that. But he just... But so many of those yards were... I'll admit, I whiffed a little bit, but so many of them were bad plays. Oh, and Romero comes through and gets a swat right there. Nice to see him looking good, because some of you guys don't know. If you don't know, I know some of you guys probably don't. He is a big part of this team. He's one of our early recruits. He's kind of like a Tarley. Kind of like Tarley wasn't... Except I found him late in the year. Very late in the year. I found him. He looked decent, so I decided, you know what, might as well go for him. You know, I do need outside linebacker depth. And next thing I knew, he ended up starting his freshman year. And now he's a key player of our defense. I feel he is, at least. Burton gets hit right there as he throws to Barrett Dixon. Burton gets the hit, I mean. Man, this is probably one of our worst games all of this whole dynasty of getting to the quarterback. We've never done this bad. But Burton's a young guy, so he'll only get better. And Babish actually gets the breakup. That's a first. I'm kidding. I kid. It's just, I'm shocked that he actually got the breakup deep. Because normally that's when, last year, that's how you beat Babish, was you just chucked the ball up deep and you had a guy run right beside Babish and chucked it up deep, and then you had him full out sprint. Because Babish didn't have the speed last year, but this year he has 90 speed, so he can keep up with most of them. Man, Cormier has a bad run there, and man, runs like that I wish I had, Barrett Dixon. Yeah, Barrett Dixon. That's who I wish I'd have during some of those runs. And, oh, I see Cormier, but good thing I didn't throw it, because they actually had a guy right on Cormier, and I was actually going to throw it there. Right here, Trey Griffey, he has over 100 yards receiving today, and he is, and 1 yard. All Derek Reynolds needs is 1 yard to get 300 yards passing, and that'd be the most any quarterback has thrown during this series. And he might end up just being 1 yard short of that, which would suck terribly. Right here, you know what? Right here, yeah, let's get him those 300 yards passing with a minute left. And as I looked at the final stats, Barrett Dixon got over 100 yards rushing today. First, I think he's in not even in 2 seasons and almost 30 games, not even 10 running backs have done that to us. And, well, we can add Barrett Dixon to that list. Somebody we almost had to commit here. But as you see, we've actually done a great job today passing the ball, which is, I don't want to say it's a rarity, but normally we don't do a lot of passing. I'm going to try and fit one tight into Bailey, because Bailey hasn't gotten the ball a lot today, and I want to... He is one of my big recruits. Well, one of my first... He came here the first season I coached here. He committed. He was one of the big name recruits that we had. And then last year he didn't do a lot. He dropped a lot of passes, but then he started picking it up late in the year. He picked it up. And as you see, almost 100 yards receiving today. And I think all of our wide receivers so far pretty much either have over 100 or 90-some yards. I think Richards has like 94 or something right around there. Barely gets... It won't be a James Bailey type of day without a drop pass. Yeah, it wouldn't be James Bailey out there without ball hitting him right in the hands and just falling right out. Won't be him. I'm kidding. It's just he's dropped so many open touchdown passes. I'm used to it. But right there, James Bailey makes up for it. As we have 343 passing yards for Derek Reynolds in the first game of the year, as we finish this second half dismantling of Idaho. You got to remember, this was a 7-point game when the third quarter. I think it was a 14-point game when the fourth quarter started. And I'm sorry about the length of this video. The next one will be shorter. I promise. I promise it won't be near 40 minutes. Probably will be around 30 like the normal ones. It's just start of the year, start of the new season. You always gotta show the preseason stuff. So until next time though, like, comment, and subscribe.